r/AskReddit. What is the best response when a cop says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" Here it goes. I sped. I followed too closely. I ran a stop sign. I almost hit a Chevy. I sped some more. I failed to yield at a crosswalk. I sped some more. I changed lanes in the intersection. I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding. To arrest me? Put some handcuffs on me? Maybe so you can show me some of that police brutality I've been hearing so much about, and spank me. Beat me like I'm Black Daddy. Cause you can smell it. Holds out box of donuts. I was pulled over once, right after getting donuts at the convenience store. I was driving my boyfriend's truck and the cop thought the truck was stolen because of a mix-up at the DMV. I was so scared and tired. I was a new mom at the time and was trying to convince this officer that I didn't steal the truck. He figured out the whole mess and called the DMV for me to correct the issue. Sweet man. I told him I wished I could have given him something to show my appreciation, and he said it was no big deal and left. I forgot I had donuts on the seat next to me. Talk about a missed opportunity. Because I had Finny written all over me. I'm not as think as you drunk I am. What seems to be the officer problem? Related. When a cop pulled me over, a sober person driving drunk friends from party to party. My girlfriend got irate and told the cop that I was a good guy and that he should leave me alone. I also remember her saying something like "fuck seatbelts." This was back in the day. The officer asked, "How much have you had to drink, young lady?" And she replied, "Obviously not enough, because you are still pissing me off." And I guess it worked, because the cop let us go. Just like you, sir. I don't know. You wanted to know how I got a Prius up to the speed limit? I drive a Prius. It's about as powerful as a fart in a hurricane. No. Drives away. Every rookie that I've had to FTO for the last decade has been told, in no uncertain terms, that question is the truest sign of a lazy cop. When you pull someone over for speeding, you tell them why you pulled them over. Maybe ask why they are speeding. Issue the warning/ticket. And get back on the road. If you want to wrangle a confession out of someone, go for detective. We ain't a big enough department to have you on the side of the road for 20 minutes trying to get the geriatric retiree to admit to not signaling a turn 4 miles back. Besides, the old coot has had that blinker on since the 90s. I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. I once got pulled over for speeding behind a cop. I told him that I noticed I was behind a police officer and assumed we were traveling at a safe speed. He said it's on me this time, and I didn't get a ticket. Because you got straight C's in high school? Cause I'm young, and I'm black and my hat's real low. I said that to a cop once. I'm old and white. Cop almost passed out laughing. Then he gave me a ticket anyway. What seems to be the problem? Edit. Never admit to anything and always operate under the assumption that law enforcement isn't there to protect your innocence. They are there to establish guilt. Edit. Don't be rude, disrespectful, or condescending. Cooperate fully. Be friendly and be considerate of the dangers law enforcement has to encounter on a regular basis, but know your rights and that you have the right not to incriminate yourself. I'll ask the questions. Do you know why I pulled you over? I really had a cop say this to me. YouTube taught me to shout "Am I being detained?" and to inform the officer that I'm not driving, I'm traveling. Because the Lord guided you to me, so I may save your soul. Have you heard of the Book of Mormon? Objection. Calls for speculation. I pulled you over. Then laugh. Depends how long you were following me. To asks me out. My mother actually got out of a ticket and scored a date off that line. She was already dead when I found her. Before he can finish his sentence. Jen Northeast says pause. Say you don't speak English. In English. At least in Germany you should always say no, because otherwise whatever you did was intentionally. If you do it intentionally, her situation gets worse for you. Be sincere and composed. If you don't know, say, "No sir." Even if you do know, Still say no. They're fishing for an admission. No sir. There you are. I've been waiting for you to pull me over all day. Hold on. This whole operation was your idea. Because it'd be really difficult having this conversation while driving. So this story is about my mom when she was pregnant with me. At 8 months pregnant, my mom has been suffering almost constant migraines that make her so nauseous. She gets permission to leave work early one day because she has been throwing up. My poor sick mother said the speed limit and took off home. A Maryland state trooper pulls my mother over for going 55 in a 35. He comes up to her window and she rolls it down and says, "Officer, I know I am speeding. I live just down there. I am going to throw up. Please let me puke at my house." The officer starts getting super upset at my mom and asks for her license and registration. My mom opens her door and pukes on his shoes. She gets a ticket and has to go to court. In court, the officer also wants my mom to replace his shoes. The judge goes, "You saw a woman that pregnant who said she was nauseous and still insisted on stopping her? You resuchin," and dismisses the ticket. I am 25 now and it's my mom's favorite story about her pregnancy with me. Perhaps this should clear up our little misunderstanding as I hand them my get out of jail free card from my wallet. Do you know why I pulled you over? To sell me a ticket to the policeman's ball? We don't have balls. I know. I always wanted to say my did was so sexy you had to see it up close. No, sir. That is the correct response. Even if you're doing 90 in a 15 with a kilo of coke strapped to the roof. No, sir. They're fishing. And the question is either absurd or condescending, depending on how you look at it. I'm not sure what should be said specifically, but a good rule of thumb is that the seriousness of your response should be directly proportional to the amount of drugs in your vehicle. Ah, you saw my ponytail and figured I was a lady. Naughty. I'd assume there's an issue with my taillights that I'm unaware of, because you'd have no other reason to pull me over, sir. Got pulled over once for no apparent reason. Officer says he clocked me doing 70 in. I had cruise control on at 59 and both my car and Google Maps told me I was under 60. I gave him such a "Are you stupid?" look. I'm not sure how it would have escalated, but at that exact moment my phone started screeching at me about an Amber Alert with a vehicle description similar to what I was driving. Things got cleared up pretty fast after that. A kiss. / you know why I pulled you over? / because you like me. / blushing / OMG shut up you. I do not tee. Cause I'm young and I'm black and my hat's real low point. Or do I look like a mind reader, sir? I don't know. I think so, officer. But where are we going to get hot pants and a chicken at this hour? Because it's too windy to talk while we are driving. I'm a police officer and I have never asked this question. To me, it's extremely unprofessional and condescending. We are also trained to conduct traffic stops in a specific 7-step approach, which includes telling the driver exactly why they were stopped. Cause it would be hard to have this conversation when we are driving. I do. And then just drive off. Pro, you get away without a ticket. Maybe. Con, you are now legally married in some states. Drew Carey said it best. When it rains really hard, I like to run stop signs just to make cops get out of their cars. Make them stand there in the rain in a big puddle. Alright, you know why I stopped you? Yeah. Know why I ran the sign? I know I was speeding, but to be fair, my ex-wife married a cop and I thought you were trying to bring her back. I have a boyfriend. Real criminals are too scary and they wouldn't put someone this dumb on dispatch. You wanted my autograph on a ticket. I think so, or if I say hiccup, just to watch his face when it comes up 0 on breathalyzer. By your spelling of breathalyzer, I'd imagine you wouldn't blow a 0. Gotta make quota? Cop, do you know why I pulled you over? Fletcher, depends on how long you were following me. Cop, let's start from the top. Fletcher, here it goes. I sped. I followed too closely. I ran a stop sign. I almost hit a Chevy. I sped some more. I failed to yield at a crosswalk. I changed lanes at an intersection. I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding. Cop, is that all? Fletcher, no, I have unpaid parking tickets. Be gentle. Is it because I've got 4 bodies in my trunk and because I have the strength of 10 men on account of the bath salt bender I am on? You better call for backup. Then when backup arrives and finds nothing in your trunk, you say I bet that lying son of a told you I was speeding too. Fred, you're blowing my cover. If you don't remember, I'm not going to remind you. Well, if you don't know, sir, I am afraid we both wasting our time. As a black guy I sit and pray to every god I can think of. You were jealous of my new ride. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a thumbs up, comment your own stories, and don't forget to subscribe for new videos daily.